Welcome to OctoberFest.
Won't you join us?
Welcome back to the Project Gen X podcast. I am one of your hosts, Alan Smith, along with...
I'm the other guy, Big Dave.
I'm Ariel Morgana.
And we are here. We are full in OctoberFest at this point. And so we previously talked about Return of the Living Dead. And we talked about Linnea Quigley's very smooth body that was kind of shocking to us. So this time, naturally, we're going to talk about something along those same lines, but completely different. We're going to talk about the 1985 movie Re-Animator and all of its bush. So
Lord.
It's not what stood out for me for this one, though.
oh, dude, we're going to get into some stuff on this one, okay? Let's just go down the cast list before we do anything, before we get into any of this.
I can't believe that they've got this.
H.P. Lovecraft.
They've got this listed as a horror comedy.
Okay, wait till we get to that, okay? Because we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
The cast, starring as Herbert West, we have Jeffrey Combs. Dan Kane was played by Bruce Abbott. We had Megan Halsey, played by Barbara Crampton. We had Dr. Carl Hill, played by David Gale. Dean Halsey, played by Robert Sampson. And I think the rest of these are all pretty much...
Well,
wait a second. You have Melvin the Re-Animated, was Peter Kent.
You got to love this one, though. Al Berry playing Dr. Hans Gruber.
He does play Hans Gruber. That is true. You got to remember, Die Hard was a book.
Yeah.
Before it was ever made into a movie, and it had been around for like years.
Yeah.
And so I guarantee you that was put in there on purpose for this movie. This was based on an H.P. Lovecraft story.
It wasn't even like a book. It was
a story. It was a short story, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very loosely based.
Very loosely based
Barely.
on it. Again, I remembered this movie being a comedy, and then I sat down and watched it, and I was like, this is not a comedy.
Not a comedy. No.
This is very
not.
serious.
I watched it. The first time I ever watched it was with my mom when I was really, really little. And I didn't think it was
Did you catch the USA Up All Night version of it?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's what it
This
was.
Unless
was
she
owned
one.
the DVD.
Yeah.
She's a master of that.
Yeah, this was definitely one of those movies that was a USA Up All Night movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it played all the time.
Well, this
through
and
the 80s
Bride of
90s.
Re-Animator.
Bride of Re-Animator. I wondered if we needed to watch that one.
That was more of a comedy.
That one is more of what, and I think that's what I was doing is I was getting the two of them mixed up okay.
Yeah.
This is a creepy movie. And I don't mean that in the, this is scary. I mean, no, there's a lot of creepy stuff in this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you get into...
The old doctor.
The Dr. Hill who is lusting after the young woman, and especially...
now I just remembered what we're talking about.
Yes.
His boss's daughter.
It's his boss's daughter.
Yeah.
And then when he is reanimated later without a head, it's like, what am I watching here?
Yeah.
What am I watching?
Now I know what we're talking about. Now I'm just remembering. It's been a while since I've seen this movie.
So
now I'm just
you know
like,
which
what
one?
are you talking? It's that.
Yes. Now, granted, when this aired on television, they cut all of that out.
Yeah.
But
I read that they cut like 8 minutes of this movie out.
Well,
originally.
that would not surprise me.
When they originally released it,
Okay.
they released it without a motion picture rating.
Okay.
And there was only certain places they could show it, and there was they weren't able to do a whole lot of advertising.
Okay.
And they literally cut out like 8 to 10 minutes of it to get the R rating.
Well, Barbara Crampton is topless in this movie.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. Like, not quite what we saw before, like long periods of time. It's like there's a scene early on, and then later, actually, there is a long scene later, when she's at the hospital. When what we were talking about is
He's got her strapped down.
He's got her strapped down, and like she's just completely nude laying on the table and pretty much stays that way. I know she gets covered up after as everything's going on, but I don't think she ever actually like puts clothes on or anything at that point. So
It just feels more tasteful than the.
it really it was
other
not
movie
as
that we're talking
this
about.
was not as gratuitous.
Well, except
okay?
for the
well.
the nudity is what I'm talking about, not
The nudity was
the acts of.
The nudity was not gratuitous in this one like
Yeah.
it was in Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not going to say it was artistic or that it fit the story, but it really did kind of fit the story of like
Yeah,
a little bit.
It was.
A little bit. But the doctor was really creepy even before he became a reanimated
Yeah.
corpse, and then he was just extra. And
He
there's
gave off like a Riddler vibe.
yeah, and and the thing is, like, I was sitting there going, like, I was really feeling sorry for the actress that played that was in this, because it's like, I understand, I whatever, but it was just like, it was really creepy what was put on film.
Yeah.
And
If it was any less like, if it was like more modern, if it was released like now, then it would be up there with like Human Centipede or what's that movie that everybody says is like really bad?
which one?
Serbian film.
Oh God, no,
Yeah.
I have been dared to watch that movie.
I saw it when I was young. I
Serbian
didn't know,
film,
I didn't
really?
know that that's what I was watching until I knew I was and then now I didn't know.
What film are we talking about?
Serbian film.
Serbian film.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, don't.
Don't. It's a snuff film.
It
basically.
basically.
Really?
Yeah,
It's borderline snuff.
It-
I don't know if it's classified.
It's one of those movies that, like, because the Serbian.
It's above Human Centipede for sure. Like it's.
I have managed to go without seeing Human Centipede. I'm
Human
one of the few
Centipede
people.
Human Centipede is one of those movies that I watched. I didn't find it. I
watched
found
a couple of different ones, so I don't know which happened to which one.
Yeah, but I've only seen just the first one, and it's one of those movies that, like, the concept that it puts out there is a lot grosser than what you actually see. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of disturbing to think about the ramifications of what's going on in that movie. Whereas Serbian film, they're like,
That's a lot.
let's see what we can. Let's see how we can.
How
up
can
this.
we
How can we make this
shock
worse?
you now?
Yeah, it really is, and
So they tried to make Faces of Death, but worse.
something like that. I mean, it just. No, I've only seen clips from it. I have not seen, and like even then, I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to see this. This is Anyway, so back to Re-Animator. I really I have always loved the. What did they call it? The resurrection, the reanimation substance. What do they call it?
It was,
Frankenstein.
Whatever it is, but the green, that green stuff.
it was like the
Talking about
reactor.
the
or
reactor or
something.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that he actually injects into a corpse, like into the brain. That really neon
Bright
green.
color.
I love
Very
that.
groovy.
I absolutely love that. I always have. There is something about that aesthetic that just. I love this. This is awesome. I know that's not
Technicolor.
It really is, and it's really a cool effect, especially for the time. Again, it's a practical effect, and I've always kind of wondered, like, how did you get that to be that bright? That's
I'm thinking it's a liquid out of the glow sticks.
maybe, but here's the thing with the glow sticks: you do that,
That's toxic.
it is Well, I'm not even worried about the toxic thing, but I'm just like, once that stuff comes out of the
He's never worried about the toxic thing.
Here's the thing: once that stuff hits air, it stops glowing.
Well,
that's
you're not
why
wrong.
they're in.
Yeah.
It's in the in those tubes and everything. So I've always kind of wondered how they. I guarantee you, it's not nearly as complicated as what I'm trying to make it out to be right here.
It's UV blacklight.
Something
Before
yeah.
UV
It's-
blacklight.
Exactly, it's something. But I think this film could have not taken itself so seriously, and maybe been better.
Yeah, probably.
Jeffrey Combs has definitely he made a choice for Herbert West, the way he played him. He made a choice.
Reagent is what it's called.
Reagent, that's what he calls it.
Reagent.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like, okay, I get you're trying to portray this character as being serious, but you really, this is what we're getting into unintentional comedy with how serious he's trying to be.
Yeah.
You know, some of the effects, like the cat.
Yeah.
You know, when they bring in the cat back to life and all that kind of stuff is like, okay, this looks a little goofy, but again, you got to think about the time.
Yeah, the time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I think maybe I thought it was more serious than I thought it was, because this is what I always thought the Friday the 13th movies were comedies.
There are
Because of the
comedic
way
elements to
like,
them.
you
Yeah.
know how campy and how
Right.
So
No pun intended.
when I watched Re-Animator, I also thought like it's intentionally campy, but that's more of a serious tone, like the Friday the 13th. So I didn't think it was a comedy.
Fair enough. Yeah, I really enjoyed going back and rewatch this. There's another one that I bought. I think you got the where is this here? That is another. No, I guess that one's not. That's I bought that DVD. When was it? Back in March or April or something like that. Because I immediately told Dave, I was like, we're covering this.
Oh yeah.
This weekend or for OctoberFest. But again, I believe that I was getting Bride of Re-Animator mixed up with it whenever I sat down to watch it.
See, I haven't seen it. I know that there's a second.
Yeah,
one,
there is. It's
but
and it is. It's a
seen it.
lot. It's more comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I wanted to sit down and rewatch this.
I also
because
believe
I didn't want to get the two mixed up because they were almost always back to back.
They did. They would play them
all night.
almost. It was usually if they played one, they played the second one.
Yeah.
Also.
Okay.
So, I think it's a little grosser than this movie too, isn't it?
Yeah, I
like
think
yeah,
so,
it's
yeah.
like they kind of went over. They went over the top in Bride of Re-Animator,
Which is saying something because the reason that they didn't submit it for motion picture rating was they were afraid they were going to get an X rating.
Yeah.
I could see that, especially in '85.
Yeah.
because that's the whole thing is that the X rating is.
Nowadays it'd be an NC-17.
Yeah, exactly, and that's people. People
great.
always used to confuse the X rating for porn, like for porn.
Yeah.
It's like no, X rating means that it can't. It's no one under 18, basically, is what
Yeah.
it meant.
Yeah.
You know, there were some like what was it? Last Tango in Paris was rated X. Now that was rated X because of sex stuff.
Yeah.
You know, with Marlon Brando, but I think it also won an Oscar. You know, it was one of those things where it was you would get those. Midnight Cowboy was an rated X movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre got the X rating.
Yep.
You know, and that's
Which one, the original?
The first one, yeah, the original
Wow.
from the 70s. That got an X rating back then. So, and
Which
again,
is why
and that's-
everybody was trying to go see
Yeah,
it. It's
and
like,
again,
why is
that's-
this horror movie rated X?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just the violence and the gore and everything. So
It's so crazy
Yeah.
to me.
And then in the early, I guess it was in the early '90s when they got the NC-17 rating.
Yeah.
But that's always kind of been you get an NC-17, that's box office death. Like a lot of theaters won't carry it.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. You want to go like to Belcourt to watch it or something.
Well, it's the
Some
same
little
with the
art-
X.
One-offs.
Do what?
They're like one-off movies.
They
Like
really
they'll
are.
show
It's
it
like-
like for one day only
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to go to like a Cineplex to see it or whatever.
Well, it was the same with the X. I mean,
Right. It was the same. Well, that one again. So many people equated the X rating with because that became like you say, oh, that movie's X rated.
Yeah.
And that was like usually it meant it was porn.
Wasn't Freddy versus Jason? Maybe no. There was another.
No.
There was another. I remember watching some X-rated movies growing up. I wasn't supposed to, but during Halloween. No, listen. My mom
Wait a
had
second.
a role.
I am sorry. I'm starting to really question your mom's parenting here. So it's
My mom raised me right. What do you mean? I became the beautiful creature I am today. No, but on Halloween she would always be a lot of we would watch
horror movies.
horror
Yeah.
movies, and of course, if I'm growing up,
Mm-hmm.
especially when House of Thousand Corpses came out when I was 11 or 12, and I
Yeah.
was allowed to watch that, so it kind of just. From there, it's not really about the. It's like when we listen to metal music.
Oh, I know,
We can
believe
listen to
me.
cuss words as long as it's a song.
Yeah, something like that.
She had ratings on me.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just joking about your mom.
I was well behaved.
I'm sure your mom's a lovely person. So
She's a lovely person. Your mother is lovely.
Yeah.
you better say that because she might cut you.
Yeah, there's that too. But yeah, that I will say this about Re-Animator: it didn't have a whole lot of a story to it
No.
at all.
Well, the guy who I can't remember the guy who actually.
I thought it was like a a revenge story or something. I thought.
I don't.
Maybe?
No, he.
It's very much a Frankenstein story.
It's an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Right.
They were talking about they were tired of vampire stories. They wanted to see a Frankenstein story, but he has recommended this H.P. Lovecraft thing. And he loosely based it off of it, but he said it was very much, more about Revenge of Frankenstein.
Okay.
And being influenced by Revenge of Frankenstein.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay.
But, of course, there's the dynamic between Herbert West and Dr. Carl Hill.
Yeah.
Where it's, West is this young, ambitious doctor who got kicked out of Europe, basically, with his serum.
Experimenting on his mentor.
Yeah, and so it was he came to this hospital to learn underneath Dr. Hill, but he doesn't respect him at all. He's always like, "Oh, you're outdated with your stuff and everything." And so
you were stealing from my original mentor.
Yeah, and there's that too.
may
And
not
then of
have
course, Hill is trying to work his way up at this, stay in the dean's good graces, and of course he's lusting after his daughter and all this kind of stuff, and which is there that look, I understand how do I put this? Especially in movies, there are a lot of movies that have that older man, younger woman dynamic, whatever. But this one really felt out of place because he, at the very least, he looked way older than her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what in the world, It's
Like a Hugh Hefner kind of situation.
yeah, something like that. And then,
But creepier.
But definitely creepy.
Definitely creepy. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was pretty freaking creepy to me.
Some of the stuff that's come out about Hef after he died, you're like, well.
I've always gotten a bad vibe from that.
Again, the whole thing with that, as soon as all that stuff started coming out about Hefner, I'm like, he's the founder of Playboy. What were you expecting? Nothing that you're telling me here surprises me in the slightest. I'm not condoning. I'm just saying it's not surprising.
Yeah.
But this was surprising. It was very surprising. And again, it kind of came out of nowhere. It was the first time when you see that Dan is coming to pick her up after dinner, and then he says something to her dad about, do you think it's,
You think that's a good idea?
I think that's a good idea that they're studying together. Of course, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but they don't know about it. But I'm just like, no.
That's not a good idea. I should
Gives
be
you the
banging your
ick.
daughter.
Yeah, it really did, and it's just like, nah, stay in your lane.
I'm your friend. You should let me bang your daughter.
Yeah, and there's that too. This
Yeah.
is your friend, and you're going after his daughter. That's just,
Yeah.
there are some lines you don't cross, okay? But yeah, I
That's really why it got the rating that it
you think it is?
the creep factor.
You have to understand the
Yeah.
80s because this really wasn't that out there for some stuff. It is one of those things. I really don't like to judge movies or anything from a past era by today's standards because you're talking about two completely different standards. I'm not saying it was okay. I'm just saying that it was just a different time. Okay.
It was more acceptable.
Unfortunately, sometimes, but this.
But then again, so was cocaine.
Yeah,
at that point.
That's true. The 80s were just fueled by cocaine.
I mean, as a society, we've changed like the age range. I mean, even now in my generation, we've changed the smoking age from 18 to 21. So
Right.
it's all
Yeah.
kind of. I mean, my grandmother got married at 14, and that was completely fine for her day and age. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's just generational.
It is. It absolutely is generational.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not judging one by the other. But this still was just kind of one of those like, I don't know. This was just weird.
It's like, come on,
It was
dude.
really weird.
The formula is half your age plus 7. That is definitely out of your range.
Well, again, those are today's formulas, okay?
Is that really the formula?
That's the
That's
formula.
what they say. I don't know. It's
Half your age plus 7.
I'm gonna have to remember that when I become a cougar.
yeah, because right now, half your age plus 7 would still be on the line somewhere.
Wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm 33. So what's half of 33?
Is about 16 and a half plus 7 gets you to like, what, 23? So,
No, that sounds like a good
that's
age.
all
That's
right. There you go.
doable.
There you go.
Come
there
on
you go.
now.
So you can go after a 23-year-old guy.
I
You
would.
remember what 23-year-old guys were like? They were, very responsible and,
Never mind.
You're still young enough to remember what a 23-year-old guy was like.
Actually, to be honest, 23, 32, 47, they all kind of act the same age.
Hey, look, I was having this conversation last night.
Sorry.
I was having this conversation.
51.
I was having this
Maybe
conversation
it's after
last
that.
night.
Maybe you finally matured.
No.
Oh, okay.
I turned 50. My wife let me buy a motorcycle, so probably not.
No.
Men never mature past the age of 12. And that's on the high end. Okay? That is
Our sense of humor is 12. My knees tell me I should already be dead. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of it's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was really strange.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie though. It is kind of, it's a cult classic. It really is.
The practical effects.
Yes.
Again, practical
of course.
effects.
The headless
Love it.
body walking around with the head in the hands.
Yes. Oh, I'll tell you something else. When they're fighting with the dead body,
Yeah.
who is completely naked, the
Yep.
guy, I'm like, wow, they're doing some really creative editing around this.
I was about to say, this movie does not lack creativity whatsoever.
It does not. They had to do some creative editing to keep getting too much on film.
Yeah.
And they even tried not to at one point. But we got a regular 80s bush in this one rather than,
nothing too really. It's the norm, okay, for that time. It's the norm.
Dave is loving these conversations.
Bring it back. Swear the next one won't be this way, I swear.
I think this is the last one we had that we've watched so far that's got any nudity in it whatsoever. So
Now, Nolan and Gordon, who worked together for the effects, used the book Forensic Pathology in order to present how a corpse looks once the blood settles in the body.
Oh, yeah, instead of doing the whole gray makeup and blood.
So
in
they
the
were
mouth
actually
and
using
everything.
a forensics book to do the effects and make the dead
Makes
bodies
sense.
look correct. Now, Nolan had said he had never used more than a couple gallons of blood on a film, but in Re-Animator, he used 12 times as much.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, it's definitely a gory movie.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that. So, as far as recommends, I highly recommend. Just remember, this is not a comedy. I know a lot of, if you go to IMDb or you go to Wikipedia, they'll say that it's a horror comedy. This is not a comedy, or at least it doesn't know that it's not a comedy. It doesn't believe that it's not a comedy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It does, like I said, get some of that.
There are some shock factors. Be warned.
There are some shocking things in this. Definitely don't let your 12-year-old.
Another movie which don't let your child watch.
Don't let your child watch this one. So
Yeah.
So I recommend it. Dave, what about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it back when it was a USA Up All
Yes.
Night.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm going to enjoy it now.
How about you, Aria?
I agree. I would. It's USA Up All Night thing.
There we go. Hey,
Yeah.
we are 3 for 3 again on this one. So.
Hey, now, if you want, in 2013, there was a German Blu-ray release of Re-Animated, which included the integral cut, which
would like to see.
included the original 10 minutes they cut out of it.
Oh, okay.
And
All
it
right.
expands the movie from 86 minutes to just under 105. So if you can find, evidently the extended cut has also been included with other non-US releases.
Okay. Well,
So
I
if-
did not have the extended cut on my Blu-ray, so that was.
I would definitely look into it just because I would want to.
I'm kind of interested
with
to
the
see.
practical effects and
Yeah.
everything and special effects. I would want to
you're
see
gonna
how
have to
much
find
more
the-
they put in
Yeah,
and
you-
why they limited it. Because you said it was the rating and everything. So I
Right.
would like to know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah.
So you've got to look for the 2013 German Blu-ray release of Re-Animator.
Okay.
Which
Well,
means
there
you might be reading subtitles.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So there's your homework for the weekend, everybody.
And it might be
Learn
even
German
more.
real quick. It's fine.
Exactly.
And it might be even more interesting considering the accents that might be used.
There is that also.
The tone is different, probably.
Yeah.
Then it becomes really serious.
It's German, absolutely. Of course, you also know what happens in a lot of German films. So, you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Why do I do this podcast with you?
So for the Project Gen X podcast, I'm one of your hosts, I'm Alan Smith, along with...
I'm the other guy, Big Dave.
I'm Mario Morgana.
We will see you next time.
Good Lord.